Welcome to a new Smart Money video on time management and planning. As a leader, it is essential we have these skills down. Otherwise, we will find we are wasting our time and the time of those we lead. An effective leader is someone who effectively manages their time and knows how to plan it properly to achieve their own personal and the corporate goals that they have. Now, Stephen Covey said that goals are pure fantasy unless you have a specific plan and plans to achieve them. In other words, unless we are able to manage our time properly, create plans which use our time towards achieving our goals, we are ineffective. Now, Stephen Covey and Eisenhower popularized a matrix-based method for planning what you should be spending your time on. It is very simple, and I'm going to go through it in this video. If you apply this way of working to your life, you will find that you are instantly, and that's not an overpromise, more productive and able to get things done. The matrix from Stephen Covey and Eisenhower, what they developed is very similar, and it hinges on what is important and what is urgent. So how would we define what is important? Important are things that align with our vision, that help to further it, that get us along that road, our goals, that achieve specific goals, regulatory things such as tax returns and the like, as well as family matters. I would say family is something we should always put in the important bucket and find and make time for. It'll create a much more balanced life for us, certainly a happier life. So important things: goals, vision, regulatory, and family matters. Now, what is urgent? Urgent can be defined as something that without your involvement is not going to progress any further or is going to fall apart without your involvement. Without you getting involved, it's not going to work. It's going to break. And so that's how you can see when something is urgent. It needs you and it needs you now. Let's look at the matrix. The first quadrant on the matrix is things that are important and that are urgent. These really are items that we should attend to as soon as possible. We just do them first. Get them done. There's no two ways about it. However, if we think about another task, and perhaps that task is important, but it's not urgent. In other words, the timeline required to get this task done, we have a few days or a few weeks. Well, then this is in quadrant number 2, and it falls into things that we can plan. So quadrant number 2 are things we can plan into our lives. We are able to use time in order to achieve them. So we have time on our side. Quadrant number 3 are things that are not important but urgent. Now this is a little bit tricky because you need to now exercise some judgment here, and this is what can separate good leaders from great leaders. You see, a great leader will take things that are not important to them but understand who they are important to. Find those people and delegate the task to it, because ultimately not important tasks but urgent ones, so it's not important to you but it is urgent, might just be important to someone else in the organization, and that is the person you should give the task to. It's going to be important to them, it's going to be urgent, it's going to fall into their first quadrant, and so they are going to prioritize to get it done. Now, the last quadrant are things that are not important and not urgent. In all honesty, these are the things you should just ignore, find a way to make go away, and just don't do them. They're the time wasters. These are the thieves that can sometimes use a lot of time, but they will not further your goals. They won't help you achieve your vision. They won't help the business build or move forward in any way. And at the end of the day, they're not urgent. So if you didn't do it today or tomorrow, it's not going to make any difference. Next week, who cares? So just don't do them. Just literally find a way to delete it from your mind and move on. Now, what is the bonus tip from David Allen? And I found it very useful reading his book and Get Things Done. And he said in there, if you can get something done, now obviously this is something important and urgent, or important and maybe not urgent, but if you can get something done in just 2 minutes or immediately, and it doesn't take you much time at all, just do it. And that's really important because there's a lot of little things that if you put them into your planner and if you plan to do them, honestly, it would take just about as much time to plan to do them and as much energy to plan to do them as it would be to simply do them. So he says, and I've found it very useful, to just do them right away. And then there's a second group of tasks which will take much longer and you can't get them done immediately. Perhaps there's other people you need involved in order to get it done, or more information to get it done. Perhaps there's some skill acquisition that you need to do in order to get it done. Well, those you can put into your plan. And you put them into your plan according to the matrix we've just discussed: urgent and important, or not urgent and important, and so on. If you have found this video helpful, please do hit the like button, as that will help the channel out. And if you like to get videos on business, personal growth and finance, please subscribe to the channel and check out the other videos we have, as well as share this with someone, because together we can create an abundance.